right, thanks for coming back. Before I begin with the hive inspections that I have planned for today, I want to take a moment to thank a couple of people. Backyard Bees, out of the blue, sent a bunch of viewers over here to check out my channel, and I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. You didn't have to do that. You did, and it was great. Miss Southern Belle, you too. You've sent some users over here to take a look at my channel and to see what we have to offer here, and I appreciate that as well. And to all of those users who have just stumbled upon the channel and have hit the subscribe, I want to thank you too for coming along on the ride. I also want to say how much I appreciate the comments that I've been getting, the likes that I've been getting, and some folks have found this channel because you have shared the videos. So I want to say how much I appreciate that as well. It's made a lot of difference, at least in my attitude towards building this channel, because this is a lot of work, and for a while there it seemed like it wasn't catching on, and now it does, and I'm very happy, and I hope that I provide you with the content that you like so that you'll keep coming back to learn with me, and we can get through this beekeeping adventure together. It'll be a lot of fun, and we'll try not to update the stingometer, but chances are it's going to happen. With all of that said, let's talk about what we're going to do today. Spring has definitely sprung, so I'm going to remove the heat boxes and make sure that there is enough room in the hive for the brood to mill around and start drawing out wax. I'll put on some medium supers as well. On two of the hives, I am going to place the flow frames. Now, I've pre-waxed those frames. I've pre-waxed the copycat flow hive with the OEM frames in it, but I've pre-waxed those frames, and the other set of frames from last year were already waxed. But in case there is any work that needs to be done on those frames by the bees before the bees can store nectar, I want to get those frames on the hive, and that will also give the bees inside the hive the illusion of more space. Actually, it will give them more space, which will prevent any attempts at swarming by the bees. I'm going to, while I'm in these hives today, look for swarm cells as well, and if I see any, I'm going to pick them out. I'm just not going to let the bees swarm. Now, if I find something that looks really promising, I may set up the sixth hive. I have everything I need to set it up, and I will do that if I find a hive, for instance, that has 2 queens in it. And this time, if I find a virgin queen in the hive and another queen, the original queen in the hive, I'm going to take the original queen out of the hive and put her in the new hive. I will just kind of do a transplant that way, and that may prevent the robbing situation that I have going on now with the orange hive when I go to give them resources, because we will have a strong queen, strong guards, and a strong pheromone presence already in the hive, and that's something I do not have in the orange hive right now. So with all of that said, I'm going to get suited up and let's get out in the bee yard. We'll see what we can do. Let's go. All right, we're going to skip the blue hive for now because of all the activity between these two hives, and we're going to move to the green hive. I'm really kind of bummed about the orange hive. Thought I was going to make it. It just turned into one giant robbing situation. Hi ladies, I'm going to take you off for now. Find the queen. Just want to make sure we have no swarm cells. Hi girls. Who wants to come out first? Okay, we have nectar and pollen in here, and I'm assuming the nectar is probably what I've been feeding in the buckets. This is a resource frame. I do not see a queen. I do not see queen cells, so that is good. Okay, I see some capped brood, some drones. No queen cells, that's good. Put this back in here. Let's remove the heat box. Let's set that right here. I'm going to remove this completely and give these girls their hive back. There you go. There you go, ladies. There we go. There you go. Leaving these bees in here with their queen. I'm going to set up another hive. We're trying another split, fellas. Here's this. Okay. So I got another bottom board. Got a queen cell in that hive. But I feel like I'm about to make the same mistake I made with the orange hive. And I don't want to make that mistake. I'm not making these bees happy. There's a lot of brood in there. I mean, a lot of brood. Doggone it. All right, I've got to set up another hive. There's a ton of brood on each one of those frames. That's where the resources are. There's queen cells all over the place. I've got to set up another hive. All right, that one's done. It was messy. It was kind of kludgy, but it's done. I still have to get into that one. I'm going to put those bees back in this hive. I would put those bees in the new purple nook that I just purple hive that I just created, but those bees come from here. They'll find the resources, come back, tell this one, then that one will get robbed out. I'm not going to make that mistake again. I'm not even going to feed those bees. They have a little bit of resources on their frames. I'm going to leave it just like it is, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to feed this hive. This hive is strong enough to defend itself from that hive or any other hive, so I'm going to feed this hive with a feeding shim and a bucket of water, sugar water. Let's go on the next hive. All right. All right, the goal is to remove the heat box and find the queen if we can and check for stores. See if we have any resources in here. Oh, this one's heavy. Now this box may have the queen in it. It's possible. I was pretty certain that she was down there during the last inspection. I'm hoping that's still the case. And if she is, this box may go over to that box. So it all depends on where I find the brood. Actually, before I do that anymore, let's move these guys. Let's get the heat box out of the equation. You'll enjoy the ride. I promise you. There it is. And the heat box is gone. Move these girls back on here. Oh, all right. Let's look for the queen. It's very light. Hello, ladies. Here we have some brood. We have a lot of capped brood. I think I see eggs, but I'm not sure. It's hard to see. Yeah, I have some very young larvae. It's possible that the queen is on this frame somewhere. Have a look. Come on, stick my fingers in there. Run away! Oops, sorry. I see some larvae. Do not see the queen. Oh, no. Thought I saw her. Saw a gaggle of bees running around all together, and that's usually what you see when you see the queen. You see a bunch of them all together. No nectar at all. This is a very light frame. These bees are all very hungry. I think I'm going to have to bucket feed all the hives at least once here to give them what they need to build their comb out. I think that's where we're at in the season. Problem is, I don't have any sugar right now. And with all the nonsense that's going on at the grocery stores, with all the people out there who are, I think the sky is falling. I don't want to go wait in a line for an hour just to buy a 25-pound bag of sugar. Maybe what I have to do. A bunch of Chicken Littles running around out there. All right, ladies, you're going back in. Going home. What I did see in here was fresh larvae, possibly some eggs, and some capped brood. So I know that the queen is somewhere close. So now let's go through here. And see what we can find. Okay, so I just took a phone call. So you may not have seen what I did here, or you may have seen it really, really fast without any audio. But what I've done is this box has brood. This box is being drawn has brood. This box is being drawn, and it had some bees in there. This is the flow hive. I put the flow hive on the hive. I've removed an entire box of baby bees and I guess nurse bees. I put them over on the purple hive, which I will show you when we're all done. But now the purple hive has the deep box from that hive and the deep box from this hive both smashed together over there, and I hope that works out. Most people, when they do that, they combine them with paper. I didn't have any queen from either one of the hives in the boxes. They're both carrying their own pheromones, but eventually the queen pheromone is going to dissipate, and there are queen cells in that hive. That hive also has resources in it. It has nectar and pollen, so I do not have to feed it. I'm going to put sugar syrup on each one of these other hives to keep them from robbing that hive, unlike what I did with the orange hive. Orange hive, RIP. But now we have to get into the evil hive, and I'm not looking forward to it. But it has to be done. On our way into evil land. I hope they got nicer. I hope they found some resources and they're not as evil as they were. Fun begin. Okay, so there's ants on the pollen patty. We are going to get this pollen patty out of here. Ants have made it into the hive. Don't sting me. I'm saving you. Getting the ants out of your hive. I don't like that at all. Pollen patty got moldy. All right, ladies. Let the games begin. We're going down to the bottom box. First thing. Okay, gloves are going on. And they're on me already. Okay, ladies, heat box is gone. That goes right there. And this right back on there. Here we go. All right. Phase 1 complete. Make sure we don't have any queen cells. If we can find the queen, bonus. I'm going to check resources. They do have resources in here. There's no laying going on here. Some smoke. These bees are getting nasty already. Absolutely nothing in here. But these bees are on me. And I also see bees on the ground again. These bees love to get on the ground and they try to go for the pant leg. I don't think they'll have as much luck in these genes as they did the other day. Okay, these bees are agitated. See, when these bees get going, look at how they behave on the frame. Look how excited they are. I don't like it. Do not see the queen. They're bouncing off my head. Okay, I have no resources on this frame. A little bit of brood capped. Some pollen on this frame. I see some capped brood. The queen I'm looking for is a green dot on her. We saw her a couple weeks ago when we did the Red Dawn video. And then she lit me up 7 times, or 5 times. It was no fun. Okay, we have more capped brood. Okay, and I got a smashed bee on my finger, which is not good. Because one smashed bee invites them all to get you. Okay, what am I going to do here? This queen could be anywhere. I do not want her to be in this box. Okay, doing it again, aren't we? I got bees all over me. I'm going to go through this hive over here and see if I can find the queen. And then if I find the queen, I'm going to move this frame that she's on into that box. Hi, ladies. I know you want to sting me. I know it, and I can hear you. You're buzzing my head. Oh, there's a giant frame of brood. Holy moly. This is that frame of drone comb. Look at this. Call that drone comb. Ah, damn it. Ah. Doggone it. And the queen very well may be in that box, in that frame. Alright, bees. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's get you home. Let's get you home. Come on. Come on. All right. Like the rest of the hives, this box, I guess, is going to have 2 deeps for its brood, because I can't seem to separate them, and I can't seem to find the queen without killing half the bees and having half of them hate me. There we go. There's the flow hive. There's your exhaust fans. And there is your lid. This red hive, again, is a fiasco. I mean, what are you going to do? I have to wear gloves. It's hard to handle the bees with gloves. I've got 1,000 bees trying to sting me right now. And the queen, I couldn't find her. She's in one of these 3 boxes. There's fresh brood in both because she's laying like crazy. So this hive is going to have 2 deeps for the brood box instead of a deep and a medium like I'm doing with the rest of the hives. Put a medium on here. Here is the imitation flow. So it'll at least give these bees, I mean, they're already up inside the flow frame, so they're checking it out, which is a good thing. What are you going to do? Now I have to get into the blue hive, put those bees back in the blue hive, and remove its heat box. Okay, the goal here, I'm just going to remove the heat box, take those bees, dump them back in here where they live, and we're going to call it. And I have to get the, I have to go manage the mayhem and get to the grocery store and try to find some sugar. If all of the little half chicks out there haven't taken it already. Oh, the sky is falling. People. Hey, bees. All right, let's get these boxes taken down. That's heavy. That box has resources. And it has resources because it's got 2 gallons of sugar water that came from that hive. I can hear that queen piping again. We still have a virgin queen in this box. And we have another queen cell being drawn out. Or being chewed out. I see a queen. We gotta look at this here. Right down here, they're chewing a queen out. They're chewing the queen out of that cell, and she's still down in that cell. And at the same time, I hear they're killing that queen. I hear a piping queen in this box. There's a queen down in there. Let's see if we can smoke that off. You can see the queen. You can see the queen down in that cell. They are chewing her out and killing her. Because we have another queen in this hive. We're taking her out. Look at that. There's another brand new queen. That is amazing. That is amazing. Outside. Right back here. And there is another queen cell that it looks like they're chewing out. Put this back over here. All right. All right. You go there. Let's give you room to grow. I'll start pulling out comb. Maybe you won't want to swarm. All right, that's plenty of room, bees. Plenty of room. There's your air conditioning. No more heat for the year, it's all up to you. There you go. All right, we are done. Kind of. We managed to accomplish all of the goals that we set out to accomplish today. The heat boxes have been removed from the hives. Spring is here. They don't need the additional heat. Whatever they need, they can generate for themselves because the hives are all very strong. We managed to fold the orange hive, RIP, back into the blue hive. The orange hive is defunct, gone, kaput. All of those bees are now back in the blue hive, and the blue hive is, as you would imagine, packed with resources because they've been stealing sugar water, sugar syrup from the orange hive for over a week now. They've actually got 2 buckets or 2 gallons of sugar syrup in their hive. That with the pollen, the orange hive, or excuse me, the blue hive is in great shape. It needs nothing else from me. It did have several queen cells and a piping queen in there. I did not find the original queen. I think she's gone because there is no more capped brood, but there is a queen that's ready to hatch in there and another one that has hatched. So we'll see where that goes. The green hive is in good shape. I am going to run back out there and put one more medium super on there, and I'm going to go out and feed each one of the yellow, the red, and the green hives a gallon of sugar syrup. Blue hive is getting nothing. It's got all it needs. But I'm going to feed the other hives. Now, the red hive or the yellow hive was packed with bees, and I had to take a deep super off of it. So I did, and with that I took several queen cells. I also took queen cells, I believe, from the green hive and moved those over and created a purple hive. So I have a whole new hive that took its own resources with it, and I think that's the key to doing a split this time of year. I'm not going to be feeding the purple hive anything. They've got frames in their hive with sugar syrup on it. I'm not going to do anything to draw the attention of the other bees. I moved it kind of to the side of the bee yard for a little while, at least until I get that pad built, and then I'll move it back after it's established and its queens have hatched. But welcome to the purple hive. Rest in peace, orange hive. Done. Now, the red hive. We went through the red hive. I did not find the queen. I found evidence of the queen, and there was no way that I could remove the second deep from the brood chamber. I wanted to have a deep, medium, queen excluder, medium flow frames. What I have is deep brood chamber, queen excluder, medium super, flow frames. So I did manage to get the flow frames put on both the yellow and the red hives, so we are ready to go with the flow frames this year. And if any bees can fill up the flow frames, it's got to be the red bees because those bees are aggressive. And the red bees, again, all over me. I'm wearing the gloves. I have no tactile control. It's terrible. I dropped a frame of red bees away from the hive on the ground. I don't know whether it was caught on camera. I will find out when I look at the footage later, but I can tell you that I did drop a frame of bees on the ground again. It's the gloves, but unfortunately in the red hive I can't work without the gloves because those bees are so doggone mean. So I cleaned them up the best I could. I did not see the queen on the ground. I did not see the queen in the box. I did not see the queen anywhere, but I know she's somewhere. And if she is gone, I have no problem whatsoever buying a new Italian queen that is very, very nice and putting her in the red hive this spring, because it's really troublesome getting in that hive. But with all of that said, I want to thank you for watching. I hope it was enjoyable. I hope you learned something. I know I learned a few things. One is I hate the gloves. Again, they're too sticky. I drop everything that I'm holding on with them. And I also learned to do a split this early in the year by moving the resources with the bees, provided that works, because the orange hive had failed. So I learned that doing it the way that I did last time did not work. So I hope that you liked what you saw. I hope that you learned something. Please, if you like this video, hit like. Please comment. Tell me what I've done wrong, what I could do better, what you suggest, or just say hello. That would be wonderful. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I have a bunch of videos down there in the history in the playlist. You can see my first year of beekeeping. This is my second year of beekeeping. And you can see some of the things that I build. And by all means, if you know somebody who likes bees or may just like this channel, like to watch some guy out there who doesn't know what he's doing get stung, hey, share the video, please. I would really appreciate it, and it would help this channel grow a little bit. So with that said, thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. Be safe.